Hi everyone, it's me, Natalie. Okay, so it's been a while since I made a video. So much has gone, has so much has been going on in my life lately. So I'll give you the brief synopsis. My mother was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 2015. She's not medicated at all. So you could just imagine 2015 through now. So it's paranoid schizophrenia. So on May 2nd of this year, I was just carrying on with my normal life because I live with my mother, farmer mother. I live there with both of my adult autistic kids. All four of us live there. I told her, I set my boundaries with her. I told her, you are not to touch me. You're not to touch me. And again, you are not to touch me. And don't talk to me. So on May 2nd, I took my daughter to work. And I went ahead to Costco and I picked up some groceries. I came back and I started putting things away, and I opened the freezer, and she got a new refrigerator, and the freezer side has bins. So when you put one of those 16.9 liters of water, instead of being liquid, it gets frozen. So when it freezes, the weight changes. So there is a X amount of weight that the bin will hold the item. So she kept doing this, like, I don't know how long, but she kept doing it all the time. So when I opened the freezer, the bottles fell out and the bin fell out, and I yelled across the house. I said, will you stop putting these water bottles in there? Stop. So I went ahead and switched out the water bottles. I put it on her shelf, and I put frozen waffles, Eggo's frozen waffles, because it's lighter, it weighs less, and you can't go wrong with that. So I went back into the kitchen and started cooking, and I was wondering, why is she standing there by the fridge? And I was there for over an hour, and she's just standing there looking at me, and I'm like, okay. So then I was wondering why she keeps standing right there. So it made me uncomfortable, and so I had to go grab something out of the freezer. And when I opened the freezer, and there it is, she moved my frozen waffles from the bottom bin and put her stupid freaking frozen water bottles back in that bin. So I got really frustrated. So I started yelling at her. I said, stop this. This is ridiculous. So then I went ahead and threw one. I threw one. It hit the water faucet, the sink faucet, and knocked it out. And there was no whatever. There was no faucet. So she proceeded to bite me. She bit my tricep, broke skin, and I'm telling her, get off of me, and she's growling like a dog. I'm telling her, get off of me, get off of me. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. And she's not listening. And then eventually I managed to get her off of me, and I went ahead and I told her, before I even called the police, I told her, look at what you just did. Look at my arm. Nothing. She had no remorse. She had nothing to say. She didn't care whatsoever. So I was like, I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm calling the police. So I called the police. They came. I told them I just want her Baker Act. So they were asking her questions. She told them that I ripped her face off. I ripped her face off. Wow, that must be some miracle healing, because there was nothing that shows that I ripped her face off. So, she told the officer that she wants to, take her life, and that's when they Baker Act her. So I would assume that by her being in a hospital, under the Baker Act for 72 hours, that she was going to get help, medications, things like that. No. What she did was she obtained a lawyer to have my kids and I to be thrown out of her house, which is called an unlawful detainer. Now, I said, you told me to come back. So that's it. So had the hearing on the 23rd of June, and I lost. So I lost, and I had 2 weeks to find a place, 2 weeks to get all my shit and my kids' stuff out of her house. So then after the hearing was over, and because this was done through Zoom, she went ahead and I told, do you have any idea how much a 3-bedroom apartment is going to cost me? Like almost over $3,000. And she's like, I don't care. Just get the hell out of my house. I don't care. I was like, whatever. And my brother was there gaslighting my daughter and I got fucking, excuse my French, I got fed up. Fudge. Get the fudge out of my face. So, so we were all arguing back and forth. And then my brother tried to proceed to slap the phone out of my daughter's hand. But because I was behind my daughter, the phone hit my head, the side of my head where the temple is. You could kind of see you can see it dented. This is normal. This is dented. So it got dented. And because it hurt like MF, I told my daughter, call the police. She called the police. They came. And they asked me, do you want the paramedics? I said, yes, I want the paramedics. So the paramedics came, and I went in, and I had an anxiety and a panic attack, and I was emotionally overwhelmed. I was in tears. I was hyperventilating. I was just a breakdown. I was so upset that this woman who abused me for years and years and years, even up to being an adult, she continued to abuse me. I have no memories whatsoever of her. I have no memories of anything about her during my childhood. I have memories of my dad. My dad was great. I love him. But I despise her. So I feel that I probably have PTSD. And then after doing the 2 weeks, I was on edge. I was jumpy. because I didn't know what's going to happen to me. I didn't know what would happen to my kids. I was just like in a nervous breakdown. And when I was in the hospital, I had another nervous breakdown, and my blood pressure was through the roof, almost 200. And Nurse Jessie said, if you do not bring yourself down, you're gonna get a heart attack and you're gonna die. And I was like, so I did. I managed to bring my blood pressure down, and they did a CAT scan, and they said there's a swelling on the side of your head. The brain swelled. So I was in ICU, neurology for observation, and they did an MRI. Let me just say this. I really, truly enjoy that MRI. Why? Because I was lying down, covered up with blankets, a headphone, and it was vibrating. And I was like, oh my God, this is so good. Oh my God, this feels so good. It felt so amazing. Oh my God. It was really good. So they say, yep, there is a swelling, and they wanted to double check to make sure by keeping me under observation, and all the nurses has been amazing. I asked the doctor when he told me about the swelling. I said, is it a brain injury? He said yes. And I said, is it a concussion? He said yes. I said, okay, all right, okay. So because I worked in the medical field, I already know what to expect. So I had some headaches. They gave me medication for it. And then my jaw was like, because the injury was like that, it was a little hard for me to like that. Now I can't, I could do that. Like, not a big deal. So, so July 7th came around, found a condo. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a bonus room, a den. So we took that den and made it into my son's room. There's no door, but he's fine. He don't care. He's good. My daughter got a bedroom with a door. And I got my bedroom as well. I have a walk-in closet, and I told my son, you can hang your clothes over there, and he's just too lazy. He don't want to do anything. So I'm going to have to do everything to get him to actually do stuff. So, so I moved out. I told her, you're the worst mother I've ever had. I disown you. I never want to see or talk to you ever again. You're dead to me. I told her that. I said, I really wish you did die. I really wish you did die. And I said, I do not care about you whatsoever. And then she told me that she's glad that I'm disabled. This was way before the incident happened. She told me, after I told her I had autism, then she decided to hurt me by saying, I'm glad you're disabled. I'm glad you got autism. What kind of BS is that? What kind of vile person does that? I'll tell you what it is. It's called a narcissist. She's a narcissist piece of crap. I don't like her at all. I don't know if I'm gonna be monetized, if I'm gonna be strike because I said that, but it is what it is, but I was truly beside myself. I couldn't understand. All I did was help her. And this was the things I got. Fine. That's fine. I don't care if my former brother, who's also a narcissist, he likes to gaslight, likes to instill fear, intimidation to me, and I'm like, whatever. I don't want to have anything to do with either of them. Right now, I still have panic attacks. I still have anxiety attacks, and I'm more afraid of what's going to happen if they ever do try to find me. So, the only way my panic and anxiety will stop is I have to move out of state. I can't move in the state of Florida. I cannot stay in Florida because they could just drive over there, but moving someplace that is further away, far away as possible, it's the only way that I can heal. So because of this incident, I have an appointment on the 28th with a therapist to help me with traumatic, I don't know if it's complex PT, I don't know if it's complex post-traumatic stress disorder or if it's just post-traumatic stress disorder, but all I know is that I have been suffering from trauma and abuse practically all my life up to being an adult. And I'm no longer there. I'm fine. I'm in a good location as far as getting to work, and my son can go to work, and close to my daughter's boyfriend. But overall, I have two places I'm thinking, well, three places I'm thinking. The first two are in the United States, and the third one is out of the country. So, out of the country that I can actually get to easy. So, so the first one is Washington State, which is known for its nature. The second one is California, which I'm kind of like hesitant about California, but because Governor Gavin Newsom is the governor, and oh my God, he is so cute, but he is like for the people. He is a Democrat. He is just so amazing. He's like, oh my God, he is so good. And I really would like to be in a state where I know my governor has our backs for us. The third one is Canada. Canada, why? Because of what's going on in today's event. The Trump administration is not the nicest at all to brown and people of color and disabled and the LGBTQ. So, because I am dual citizenship, which I have American citizenship and French citizenship, the chances are that I and my two adult children will be immigrating as French citizen versus American, which is a lot easier for me to do. And on top of that, I can drive up there. I don't have to fly. I don't have to worry about anything. If that's the case, I don't care about the beds. I don't care about the dishes. I don't care about the plates. All I want to take is my clothes on my back and my pots and pans. Everything else, I don't really care, the pots and pans are my expensive ones. I'm not gonna go, repurchase these things. I really worked for it. These are mine. So, yeah. That's what's been going on, everyone. I try to make this as short as possible because I do not want to go into such a long video. But yeah, so that is what's been going on. My cats, my daughter's cat, my son, and I are in a better situation, a better place. I like it where I'm at, and I'm looking towards sometime next year or the year after, and moving out of state and moving to California or Washington State, because I'm not staying here. I'm not. I'm so stressed out with her. I constantly keep looking out of the window to see if they're, if they're coming. I'm done. I wrote her a letter. I told her I disown her. I never ever want to see or talk to you ever again. If you so much as contact me, I will get the police involved, because that is it. I gave her a warning, and you better listen. If she doesn't listen, that's not my problem. I told her she didn't respect my boundaries. She didn't listen to anything I have to say. So therefore, I don't respect anything what she has to say. She means nothing to me at all. At all. I do not care if she's in hospice. I do not care if she got cancer. I do not care about anything. Right now, I need to focus on me, and that is more important. My well-being is far more important than her. I don't care. I do not have a mother. None whatsoever. Anyways, so that is about it. I brought it up to speed. So I do hope I don't get strikes, and that my video cannot be approved. I hope it doesn't do that. I really want this video. This is just a one-take deal. I'm not editing whatsoever. Yay! I did get a new toy. Labubu. Well, it's not really the real Labubu. It's more like Lafufu. And how you could tell the difference between a Labubu and a Lafufu is a Labubu. Let me show you. So the Labubu has more of a little bit of a tum-tum, and he's got a little bit of a backside. He would have a little bit of a booty. But this is a fufu, so he's got a flat like a pancake. He's so cute. He's cute. I like him. He's cute. I don't care if he's a lafufu. He's really cute. I like him. And I got 2 more at home. But yeah, that's about it for me. And sorry I've been MIA for a while. You can understand why. So anyways, I'm gonna get going and go home. They gave us VTO, which is volunteer time off. So anyways, I'm tired. I'm really Anyways, if you happen to like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and also click on the bell icon so you're always going to be notified whenever I post new videos. And thank you so much for watching, and you have an amazing day.